honorable guests, distinguished participants, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this lovely village in the Amazon. I have the pleasure to open the discussion for the future of our blue planet and the humanities with a bit of reflections to the Sustainable Development Goals and the Earth Charter. By the way, my name is Aichiro Yamamoto. I'm a special assistant to the president of Japan International Cooperation Center. I'll serve as a moderator for today's discussion. In September 2015, at the United Nations, the world said goodbye to the Millennium Development Goals, or MDGs, and hello to the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. Unlike MDGs, which was all about reducing poverty through aid, education, and health, SDGs aim at striking a good balance between economic development and other critical issues that economic growth per se can't address, such as environment, climate change, justice, human rights, and peace and stability. The sustainable development is easier said than done. It requires huge amount of wisdom and cooperation of the human beings, as you have witnessed in the musical, the agroforestry project in the Amazon. We are very fortunate that this conference is attended by so many participants representing a variety of countries and organizations, which include Bangladesh, and Canada, Liberia, and Canada. And is there any country that are represented? Oh, I forgot one country, Japan. Okay, on the stage are an impressive array of guest speakers who represent their own countries and organizations. So may I invite Madam Wakako Hironaka to kick off the discussion. Mrs. Hironaka was former State Minister for Environment and currently serves as Chairwoman of Japan Asia Pacific Committee of the Earth Charter. So, turn over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yamamoto. Let me talk a little bit about the Earth Charter on which this musical is based, how it was created, and what are the major elements in it. The Earth Charter, which was made public in year 2000, is a declaration of fundamental principles for building just, sustainable and peaceful global society in the 21st century. It seeks to inspire in all peoples a new sense of global interdependence and shared responsibility for the well-being of all people of the world. The Earth is our only home, shared by millions of other species, rich variety of plants and animals, fertile soils, pure waters, and clean air. The global environment with its finite resources is a common concern of all peoples. The protection of the Earth's variety, diversity, and beauty is a sacred trust. It emphasizes that not only the world's environmental challenges, but also human rights, equitable human development, and peace are interdependent and indivisible. The Earth Charter is composed of preamble and 4 major principles. Our blue planet Earth does not belong only to us. We share it with millions of plants and animals. Our survival depends on them. We also share this planet Earth with our children and with their children. We therefore must make daily life, our social and economic activities, sustainable for our planet Earth. We must not prejudge one another. We must give compassion to those in need and never resort to violence. Let us create a peaceful world for everyone and for future generations. This is our Earth Charter.
Thank you, Madam Hironaka, for elaborating on the principle of the Earth Charter, which I think had laid foundation for the UN debate on sustainable development. Now, let me turn to Mr. Hideyuki Aizawa. Mr. Aizawa is ex-member of the Parliament and former Chief of Economic Planning Agency. By the way, Mr. Aizawa is 96 years old, and he's one of the most senior lawyers serving in Japan. Mr. Aizawa, the floor is yours.
The blue planet Earth hovers across the galaxy and bright and beautiful. But I continue to pray for the time when humans all work together to pursue true peace, true order, and true justice to prosper and live in joy. That is a time when we truly live on blue planet Earth. I have studied for many years English language in my school. It is very difficult to speak in English now. So, excuse me, I read what I wrote in Japanese, translated in English. Yeah, excuse me.
Thank you, Mr. Aizawa, for your short but very inspiring statement for us. Then may I turn to Ambassador Ichiro Fujisaki. Ambassador Fujisaki was previous Japanese ambassador to the United States and currently serving as the president of American-Japan Society. Ambassador Fujisaki.
Thank you very much, Ichiro Fujisaki. Today, the world is facing many challenges, difficulties. 5 years ago, we had a huge earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear accident. This year, we again have earthquake in Kyushu. This is Kumamoto badge I received from Kabashima, Governor Kabashima, only 3 months ago in Kumamoto when I visited there. This is I think maybe an appropriate occasion, so I would like to ask everyone to have a moment of silence, mokto for a moment, for the victims of Kumamoto and Kyushu earthquake. よろしくお願いいたします。どうもありがとうございました。Thank you very much. But I think this musical we have seen today proves that impossible can be made possible by efforts of the people. Something which all seemed first so difficult, insurmountable, can be made possible by the united efforts of people. And I can say that in double meaning. One about the story of this opera, the musical, The other is the level of this musical. I've seen that almost 10 years ago in Geneva, and very frankly, it was just starting. Now, you have made a tremendous improvement. Congratulations, and I hope you will continue to do so. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, let me ask some more representatives of diplomatic missions in Tokyo. May I invite Mr. David Watts from Canadian Embassy to make a statement on behalf of Canada and also on behalf of the G7 member states.
Thank you very much. It's David Watt from the Canadian Embassy in Tokyo here. I'd like to thank you very much for allowing me to share this wonderful evening and participate to a certain extent in the musical. I intend to have a non-singing role, but I think I really applaud the initiative and the effort to transmit these messages through a musical, these important messages of the environment and the global challenges we face, and I wish you every success going forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Watts, for your kind words for the musical as well. Now may I turn to Mr. Mohammed Hussain from Bangladesh Embassy to make a statement.
Thank you. My name is Belal. I'm from Bangladesh Embassy. Thank you again for inviting us and giving me this opportunity to enjoy this sort of beautiful program. You know that Bangladesh is a small country, and if the temperature rises 2 degrees centigrade more, 17% of our country will go underwater. So it's a severe problem for us, and still we are facing lots of problems. For this is our government first made a fund of $30 billion so that we can fight against this sort of climate change, the global impact, and we hope that the world will be beside us to defeat this sort of green-eyed monster, because we want to sing the song of success with the people. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But last but not least, may I invite Ms. Josephine Alade from Liberia Embassy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you for inviting Liberia. Let me just say that I apologize for my ambassador. She's not in Japan, and my colleague are supposed to be here too. He's attending another engagement. Liberia is a country, 3.5 million, and we suffered a 14-year civil war, which was very, very devastating, that killed more than 200,000 persons and displaced I don't know how many thousand. Watching this musical, I think that people have the power to make things possible. And then if we want to make this world a green, we have to sit by ourselves and checking our own hearts, that we shouldn't have evil, we shouldn't have grudge against someone. We should open our hearts and accept those things that will bring beautiful things to our country. We thank you. And besides, I think last year we had Ebola, and we are very grateful for Japan's contribution to Liberia and the world at large. We thank you very much for this, for inviting Liberia to this beautiful program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, let me hear some voices from the civil society. May I invite Mr. Russell Saito from the United States, representing Rotary Club Japan.
Hi, my name is Russell Saito, and I'm here today in this very honorary position as a volunteer. I am a member of an international service organization called Rotary International. I'm a Rotarian. And reading through the Sustainable Development Goals set by the UN, there was a clause in the introduction that stated that the world's biggest problems need big solutions, and they need governments, international organizations, both for-profit and non-profit, and world leaders to all come together to work on these development goals. So Rotary International, being a international service organization, is just one piece of that puzzle. And I think that's the one trend that I'm seeing. I also work for a nonprofit that bringing both government, for-profit, nonprofit, and the education sectors all together to work together to break through the barriers and to focus on solving problems that can't be solved with traditional means or without working together. So for me, I'm really focused on, as an American in Japan, but also being Japanese, trying to do what I can as a resident of Japan to help spread the great work and the great research that's being done in Japan and promoting it outside to the rest of the world, so that Japan can play a larger part in working to solve these problems, because there's a lot of great ideas here. Sorry for taking so much time.
Thank you, Mr. Saito. Basically, SDGs are not designed only for the United Nations and the government, member states, but it's also the civil society and private sector should be on board. So thank you, Russell, for mentioning the role of private sector and civil society in sustainable development. And I turn to Mr. Hyun-jun from Stanford University. He's also an old member of the museum.
I'm June, and I graduated from Stanford University, but right now I'm working on a lot of projects concerned with education. And especially from last year, the SDGs have combined a lot in education. And one of the 3 components of education that the United Nations has recently emphasized was the eliminating illiteracy and closing the educational gap, and thirdly, the promoting global citizenship. And I would like to emphasize on the 3rd point of global citizenship, where I think it's really necessary for us to have a global mindset and a new way of education for younger generations, as well as for the older generations, to address these kinds of environmental concerns as well, and to work among other countries and working with other countries include a new level of mindset that doesn't restrict us within our own walls or walls that exist in our hearts, whether it be race, nationality, ethnicities. And so I really believe that we really need a good global mindset education, and I hope we can move forward with that, with these programs too. And since the United Nations Department of Public Information will be having their conference in Gyeongju right after the G7 summit, and I hope there will be a lot of efforts for increasing environmental concerns and how we can cooperate together. Thank you.
So, last but not least, may I invite Mr. Ichikawa, Rotary Club, Tokyo.
Thank you very much. My name is Ichikawa, Rotarian International Past Governors of Tokyo. This is my first time to attend this meeting, and I was deeply impressed. So eager attitude to improve our lovely blue club. And Rotary International are also quite eager to improve these items. For instance, in my personal things, I visited several times to Mongolia to make a huge number of plants, as well as Philippines. And we try to support much clear water in many southern islands in Pacific Basin. So the aim is the same. So we will do our best together with all of you to improve our beautiful blue planet. Thank you.
Okay, so may I invite Mr. Kojima, who is the leading actor in the musical, to say a few words for us.
Thank you very much. I'm Ryota Kojima, and well, I am in the part of this musical, and what I'm happy is that I actually graduated Oxford with a maths degree, and I ended up doing musicals, singing and acting. But I'm very happy that I'm participating in this musical because one thing, I can use my English for my entertainment. This musical is doing something fruitful, and I'm sure that this evening was very fruitful in the sense we had this many people coming to see, and this many people who came and participated in this meeting, our small international meeting. And I think it's one thing is that it starts from here. It starts from people gathering and knowing that we all care about our planet, and knowing that people are trying to do something, and it starts from being together on this stage or table, whatever it may be, and I think it's going to be this small event will lead to a better future for the planet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kojima, and thank you everyone for adding very international and cross-sector voices for the environment and the development. And thank you everyone. I hope that all the voices, all the opinions and ideas expressed during the conference will shed light to our journey, to our goal to create a really blue and shining planet by the year 2030, which is the target year of the SDGs. So thank you everyone again, and thank you for your participation and attention. So the conference is now closed.